Let me just take you back to the story we covered about the cockroach protests in the Indian capital, where authorities there have responded to those protests physically, as we heard in the report, and by using electronic means, including internet shutdowns and mass video surveillance. We're going to examine some of the issues arising out of that with technology lawyer and online civil liberties activist Mishi Choudhary. Welcome back to DW, Mishi. Let's start with the protests themselves. How would you assess their significance?
They're so energizing and invigorating and inspiring. I have been on the sides with these people, and it is no longer a satirical thing that started online. It has become something of great significance. Mostly, it has given hope to a lot of people, and the different generations, whether it is the millennials or the X, who are the parents of these people, coming together and just being in the presence of so many people who are fearless and who are articulate, it is very inspiring, despite what the authorities are doing right now to prevent them from congregating.
Let's talk about some of those actions by the authorities. There have been complaints about police brutality, as we heard. There have also been complaints about the use of mass video surveillance. I'd be interested in your thoughts on that. Do you think those concerns about mass video surveillance are justified?
Yes. In fact, there are police vans which are stationed all around the area where the protest site is. They are doing live facial recognition and then matching them with different databases. These are all biometric databases which over last several years the government has been collecting for sometimes ease of flight, sometimes just digital identity like Aadhaar, which is very famous, and doing this live by saying that they're identifying regular protesters and also rowdy folks. The ostensible reason seems to be, oh, if any violence happens, we are trying to identify those folks. But we saw this in the CAA protests also. Just students were being identified. Some of the journalists, their faces were being zoomed, matched, and a journalist from Article 14 actually caught one of the folks inside CCTV van that this was happening.
Right. And so, just explain to us why that's a problem. Why is it a problem that people taking part in the demonstrations are being identified by the authorities?
So not only they're identified, thereafter police is going and filing cases against them. There are students.
But that's what police do. They identify people who are committing crime or who may be committing crime, and they arrest them. So what is it about the use of the technology that is different or worse than police officers just spotting people, bringing them in, arresting them and processing?
Yes, if it were targeted if the targeted surveillance, if it was about a crime has been committed and you're trying to identify, by all means, these are students, peaceful assembly which is happening and protesting, journalists who are covering that assembly. What is the point of identifying them? And there are newspaper reports which are saying these people are going to have passport issuance problems just because everybody's names are now being taken and identified. So if you do that for a particular crime and you are investigating something, by all means, nobody is going to ever stop it. But if you say anybody who's coming on these sides, because we have turned protesting peacefully into an administrative privilege rather than exercise of constitutional right.
We've also seen Indian authorities deploy what's becoming sort of lesson one in the autocrat's handbook, shutting off the mobile internet. What sort of effect does that have?
Well, this is definitely an Instagram protest. They are funny, they are humorous, their vertical videos are the ones which are not only on point about what their grievances are, what the political issues are, but they are also they're also now using technology to talk to each other. Now, internet shutdown in this area that it has been cordoned off, that also creates a lot of security problems. today, Jack Dorsey informed the public that now another chat which works through Bluetooth, that has also been asked by the government authorities to be now taken down. When there is no internet, then everybody who's assembled, they cannot order anything in terms of any transportation. You cannot make digital payments, and India is mostly digitally paid these days. You cannot call your lawyers if you are arrested. You cannot inform your family if something happens to you. There are kids who were lathi charged, and then their head is opened into two. There was tear gas, and you want to call somebody and inform them that I'm fine or not, if I'm not fine. And you can't do any of that. Every time I have to do anything, any work, I have to travel 2 kilometers away from the protest site just to send a few text messages on one of these apps.
OK, so there have been lots of arrests, lots of allegations of police brutality. Do you expect to see cases coming to court as a result of the alleged brutality of police, or indeed because of the alleged infringements of people's rights?
Well, we do expect that there will be large-scale violations and cases, because we are seeing a lot of detention is happening all around Delhi for sure. We saw that in Bombay as well. Now we think there are certain their lawyers are not allowed to go and meet these people, so we do see that issue which is going to be erupting.
Right.
But courts are very reluctant to interfere. Because
Mishi,
today we were trying to tell them internet is shut down.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for talking to us. Online civil liberties activist Mishi Choudhary.
That's all right. Thank you.